We have some nutless, soft-ass men in this world. And I am strongly inclined to agree with that. If you have the means or the time, actually, I'm going to pull this up real quick too. Recommend you look up the poem, The Man in the Glass. I would love for you, or I'd love to read for you the final passage in the poem here. And it's the whole thing will strike you, or it should. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on your back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass, the man in the mirror, the guy you look at when you start the day. Oh, shit. The guy you look at when you finish the day.
What the hell's going on out here?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode Fueled by Spite. As always, I am your host, Dr. James Taylor, the good doctor, the reformed Dr. Potter. Maybe I'm reformed, reforming in the act of, absolutely. Yeah, we'll say reforming. I don't know why, for some reason that word, this is going to work well. For some reason, that word has a very soft, pliable connotation in my head. It's a weakening, if you will. But why? If you are reformed, you were rough, you were savage, and now you're not? I don't know. It'll be an interesting little thought experiment to keep in our head as we go through this. That was unexpected. As always, like, share, follow. I don't know if you can tell, I got a big one for you today. I got a heavy one. Might be heavy for me, heavy for you. I'm figuring it out still. Such is life. Backstory. I got back this weekend from something called Bourbon Nights, put on by Sean Dill and Grant Stent, or Dennis Grant, depending on who you're talking to. Big Larry. Went up to Oklahoma, and just a handful of dudes sitting on a 300-acre ranch, shooting the breeze, talking business, talking life, success, and everything that comes with it, what it looks like from various perspectives. Doing it amongst new friends, a couple of old friends. Yeah, just dudes sitting around shooting the shit. I'll say just dudes being dudes, but not in the traditional sense, not in the stereotypic sense. It was awesome. It's an interesting dichotomy, an interesting juxtaposition that we have here, because what is fueled by spite? Spite, on the surface, is the want, the need, the desire to beat others, to be better than others, to triumph over others. Future episode is going to be something along the lines of, this whole thing is clickbait, because it is. It absolutely is. Fueled by spite gets a certain type of person interested. It also turns off a certain type of person. I'm okay with that. But it's there's a want and a need and almost an expectation that I have felt, and I know others have felt, excuse me, growing up as a man, as is traditionally defined. That's another episode. You're expected to do things on your own. You're expected to do things by yourself. And that is everything. That is the good things. That is the bad things. That is the happy things. That is the sad things. The life of a man is a lonely life. I've touched on that in the past, and it's true. It absolutely is. And a large part of that is self-imposed / allowed. A large part of that is allowed. We allow it to happen to ourselves. So at this gathering of the masculine, if you, that's a cool subtitle, the gathering of the masculine. Again, we're sitting around shooting the shit. We're getting to know each other. We're in this amazing ranch, again, like 300 acres. Whole bunch of wild game on the property. We shot some hogs. There's some whitetails, some stags. Got some rams there. It was a fantastic weekend. It really was. And I got to learn from people who are doing better than me. I got to learn from people who are doing things different than me. Maybe I hope I got to teach a couple things. Who knows? I certainly got stuff from the people that were there. Some very valuable things, and not even just in business. But again, man, I hope people got something from me also. But one of the things, we kicked off the weekend. We went up there Thursday. I say up there because Oklahoma is that way. That way is north if you're watching this. Drove up to Wynnewood, Oklahoma, just outside Oklahoma City. Stay at the Stonewood Ranch. If you have the means, I highly suggest it. To quote Ferris Bueller. It is so choice. I kicked off the weekend. Went up there Thursday night, sat around BS. Friday, sat down, mastermind, get together. And it starts off, and I quote, "We have some nutless, soft-ass men in this world." And I am strongly inclined to agree with that. If you have the means or the time, actually, I'm going to pull this up real quick too. Recommend you look up the poem, The Man in the Glass. I would love to read for you the final passage in the poem here. And it's the whole thing will strike you, or it should. "You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on your back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartache and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass, the man in the mirror, the guy you look at when you start the day. Oh, shit. The guy you look at when you finish the day. Who is that guy?" And that's what I was going for at the beginning here. A lot of us men, I don't think, know who that guy is. Why don't we know who that guy is? Because of the masks we wear, whether by circumstance, by choice, by societal suggestion, by relationship, or any number of circumstances. I suggest you get the book, The Mask of Masculinity. The Mask of Masculinity, because it goes through what I'm about to delve into. Men wear masks for various reasons. And the author of the book has broken it up into a select few. The Stoic Mask. We wall off the world, nothing affects us. The Athlete. If you are a good athlete, then you must be a good man. The Sexual Mask. The guy with the high body count. The Aggressive Mask. The man who takes what they want. They fight, they hate, they have enemies. The Joker, sarcasm, sense of humor, and sense of superiority. The Invincible Mask, no fear, no risk, no consequences. The Know-It-All Mask, intellectually dominant. And this could be in any subject, from healthcare to sports statistics or anything in between. The Alpha Mask, the dominant one-upper. These are the masks, as this author has decided it, that men wear. And I can't argue with any of these. I have these masks myself. Some of these masks fit better than others. And I certainly know others who wear the masks that I don't. The masks we wear are the interferences we have with the world. Not only interferences, they are the filters we have with the world. And it's a two-way filter. It filters our experience from the world that's coming at us. And it filters the experiences we give out to the world. It filters the personas we give off to the world. I touched on this on a couple of episodes. "Hey, Jim," says my mother, "do you want to go to chiropractic school just so people call you doctor?" Yeah, kinda. That title alone gives me intellectual superiority. There's a mask. Now, I have to wear that mask because of the position I am in. But can I take it off when I leave the building? Do I put it on without noticing? Personally, and this is up to suggestion, I feel that my masks are the know-it-all. The Joker, sarcasm, man, I can cut you with some words. I certainly used to be able to. And the Stoic. I feel like those are the masks that I wear. And again, sometimes as a badge of honor. Most of the time as a badge of honor. Because that's where the ego gets into it, right? You put these things on to protect yourself, to protect how the world views you, and to protect what it is that you put out into the world. So they truly are a filter. What mask do I wear at home? What mask do I wear at the office? And then what is my definition of the mask? What does it mean to me? But importantly, more importantly, what does a mask do? A mask conceals, right? It obstructs. What is it obstructing that I could put out into the world, that you could put out into the world? In the grand scheme of things, I would say whatever mask that we wear conceals vulnerability. Because what is a man today? A man is not vulnerable. Am I saying that right? Sounds funny. Go back to something we talked about in a previous episode. Chris Rock. Women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are loved only on the condition that they provide. Whose fault is it we wear a mask? Talk for it. Is it society's fault? Is it our partner's fault? Is it our acquaintance's fault? Is it our fault? Does someone put a mask on us? We realize the mask is comfortable. We realize mask fits well. It feels good. Ooh, it feels good. It feels good to be stoic. What is it to be stoic? To be steady, to have foundation, to be unwavering. It feels good to be an athlete, right? It feels good to get accolades. You give rings and trophies and ribbons. Feels good. Younger years, felt good to have a high body count in the right company. Feels good to be funny. There are interesting times that you just you remember. Again, like I said, I was good with words, and I feel like this has come up in past episodes also. I was good. I am good with words. And I can cut you. I can cut you quick and I can cut you deep. We were at a gathering once. My wife and I, girlfriend at the time, there was a friend of hers there that she was well aware that I was not fond of. Hey, Jim, be nice. Yes, dear. But as the event went on, we were younger. Alcohol was involved. Her friend got more vocal and increased her volume, as alcohol tends to do to people, and became increasingly annoying to the people of the party. One of those people being my girlfriend / current wife. And she goes, okay, go for it. Let her rip. She's annoying me. And it did. It's like a superpower. And cut you. But that is an arrow in the quiver of a guy who is a good guy to know, a good guy to have on your side. I was worthy. I provided a service. That mask fit a little better. But when do we take off the mask? If the mask becomes comfortable, if it becomes a part of us. You guys ever seen the movie The Mask? I mean, obviously that movie came up every now and then, but man, I think I just got part of it right now. What happens in the movie? He can't take the mask off. It becomes part of him. What happens if you can't take off your sarcasm mask? I feel like there's an episode of Friends where Chandler discovers, or at least admits, maybe tongue-in-cheek, that humor is a defense mechanism. Stoicism is a defense mechanism. There's a wall up. I'm impenetrable. I'm not vulnerable. Should I be? Maybe. There's this thing, there's empathy versus fixing. I mean, there are differences between the male brain and the female brain. You come to me with something, a concern. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to be heard? Do you want me to fix it? What mask am I going to wear? Do I need to wear a mask? Should I take the mask off? It's a hard lesson to learn. And it's a hard lesson to be shown. He went through this list here. This stoic, this athlete, this sexual, aggressive, joker, invincible, know-it-all, alpha. And in some way, shape, or form, well, I'll tell you right now, I own all those masks. They are in my wardrobe, if you will. Some of them are more well-worn than others. But man, you go to this thing, and I'm like, hey, we're going to do a mastermind. We're a smattering of chiropractors with a couple other businesses involved. So what do you think we're going to do? Oh shit, we're talking about feelings? Man, didn't see that. And then we get to the end of it and you're like, damn, kind of needed that. This is what happens in these situations. You have to address the elephant in the room. You have to address the mask on your face. You have to be uncomfortable. So the uncomfortable part, growth happens in the uncomfortable. This is not new information. We all know this. But when was the last time you made yourself uncomfortable? I'm not sure exactly where this fits in, but one of the masks that I wear is the mask that I want to be liked. We all have that mask. Some it's more important than others. Some you have to dig deeper to get to it than others. But generally speaking, we want to be valued and we want to be liked. We don't want to intentionally, more often than not, I hope so, hurt people's feelings. And part of that means maybe this is a stoic thing. If I have something I need to say, or I should say, that is going to hurt your feelings, even though it's a good thing or a constructive thing or a helpful thing, but you don't say it. This goes back to the previous episode. Unspoken expectations or premeditated results. It's the same kind of thing. It's part of a stoic mask. If we're going off a personal development thing, if we're going off of a managerial thing, this leads to, hey, I have an employee that is not doing X, Y, Z, and it's making me upset. But if I tell them they're not living up to my expectations, that might upset them. So who should I upset? If I don't want to upset them, I'll keep it to myself, then I will upset myself. I can live with myself being upset. I've been upset before. I'll probably be upset again. So that mask that I was wearing was a filter. It was something stopping me from putting out my expectations, my thoughts, my feelings into the world to change something overall that would be for the better. But in the absence of raising the tide that raises all ships, I avoided temporarily sinking theirs. And in so doing, I took on that water and started to sink my own ship. I had to let a person go this week. I had to let a person go for a couple of reasons. And a good chunk of these reasons was that I wasn't being a good boss. I wasn't laying out the expectations as well as maybe I should have. And in so doing, by not laying out the expectations as well as I should have, I invited poor behavior inadvertently to allow that person to, for all intents and purposes, hang themselves. So they were let go with cause, but the reason that they had cause was because I gave them a wonderful opportunity to find said cause. Now, it sucks from a managerial standpoint, a boss standpoint, to let somebody go, because basically what was going on, like they've got expenses, there's big plans that are coming up, there's a major life-changing thing that's going to happen for them, and I took away their income. Nope, you don't get it anymore. Good luck. And I feel bad about it because I'm the one who had that power. I exercised that power. I took it away. Did they deserve it? Yeah, they fucked up. Does that make it easier for me knowing the effect that I'm having on them currently? No, not in the least. But to do that, I had to take off that mask. I've only fired a couple of people in my day. I mean, more often than not, people quit. Same thing. I just like, generally speaking, talk. If there's females watching this, talk to your lady friends and ask them how many people they've dumped versus how many times they've been dumped. And then go talk to your guy friends and ask them the same question. Generally speaking, guys get broken up with. Guys put up with a lot of shit. And then they get left. If you ask all of your guy friends, the minority of them will have a higher dump rate than dumped rate because of the masks they wear. That's why men kill themselves more than women. More men commit suicide than women do. Women are better at it. They're a higher success rate. So men have to try more. But generally speaking, more men kill themselves than women because of the masks they wear. Sometimes our masks are given to us. Sometimes they're provided to us. They're provided by the men that raise us. They're provided by the men that we associate with. Only we can take them off, though. I encourage you to find people who are different than you, who are doing better than you, who have different experiences than you do. Because one thing about sharing these experiences with others, you can get more. I heard this from Mike Hayashi. Man, this guy was fascinating. If you ever get the opportunity to talk to him, do it. And he said, you can learn, people are encyclopedias, and you can learn more from them and their experiences in a 10-minute conversation than you could gain in 10 years of living. And that's why you have relationships. That's why you meet people. That's why you talk about your masks. How does your mask fit? Man, this was a good weekend. It really was. Surround yourself with high performers, people doing better than you, people thinking differently than you do. Because that will provide you with the opportunity that you have just had and experienced right here. The opportunity to learn more by accident than elsewhere by design. Because again, out there, a lot of people, everybody basically falls into two camps. Either A, you're an idiot, or B, you're uninformed. And I can tell you right now, after this last weekend, hanging around these fine gentlemen, I can tell you at least in a couple more instances than what were available to me last Wednesday, I am no longer uninformed. Again, another episode of Fueled by Spite. I held it together better than I thought I did. Thought I was going to. I appreciate your time. I hope you get a little something out of this. I really do enjoy doing these things. If there's anyone you think of that needs this, or if you want to be part of this, shoot me a message, slide in our DMs. We'll figure something out. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.